Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Hey, what's going on? This is Inflewence, and today I have Magic Square's MS-B54 Tornado, which is their Combaticon Vortex. G1 looking Vortex. Looks great, just like all the rest of theirs. If you're new here, I'll usually go over initial thoughts just so you can get an idea if you want to click off the video, but please stay and watch the whole thing. Also, I am not going back to robot mode. I will do that in a separate video. I'm gonna start putting separate videos for the transformation from alt mode back to robot mode, or back to whatever mode it comes, because the videos get super long and people just don't even want to click on them when they're so long, and I understand why. I do the same thing when I'm watching videos, so I'm going to do that. It's going to be in a separate video. Get into this guy though. Super G1 looks great, just like before. Transformation ain't a nightmare. It kind of looks like a nightmare, but once it does have a lot of little parts, little moving things. Has a lot going on. I do like what they did. It's interesting to me. It may be hard for some people, or it may seem difficult, but I mean, once you get your hands on it and you do it, you'll see. Okay, so let's get on with this review. Me, as usual, we do accessories around here first. You get these guns that are on him. They do stick on here and they wrap around and go underneath. I think that's great. Nice G1 touch. And they also come off and fold around to go on the helicopter. And you can see that both of them look the same, except they, are just mirrors of each other. Over here is the same. Like I said, we don't have to look at that. And then he has a main gun that he comes with. I like the color, of course, the blue. Sucker for blue. Does come in 2 pieces. I heard some people don't get both pieces. I don't know if they fell off, but if you don't have this piece, I think you need to contact Magic Square, or not Magic Square. Probably not the best idea. Contact your retailer, wherever you got it from. They'll probably contact Magic Square. But yeah, you separate it because this goes into the front of the helicopter, and then this can peg on the helicopter. So you see that. You also get this that just pegs on. You don't have to take it off once you put it on, but it does come separate, and it's together like this. So you can either keep it like that depending on what you want. You can either take it off for even a cleaner look, or you have it like this, as I remember. And that's it for those accessories that go on him. You do get some Cabana parts, because of course he's a Cabana. He's part of a Cabana. And you get his hand. We'll go over these when I combine Bruticus, when I get the last member. And you also get the chest plate, which is pretty nice. I like that it's not a whole big plate. It seems like Onslaught will have a lot. You will see a lot of Onslaught, in the back or the side area. So that's cool. I like that they did that. Parts forming is the way to go for me. I'm assuming the pants are going to come with the other guy. The last, who is it? Blast Off, I think, is left. I couldn't remember. Here's a card. You always get good old cards. We got the box, which is nice. Reminder, or looks like a G1 box, kind of. Got the little tech specs here with the, you put the red thing over there. Don't come with the red thing so you can see the line. And we got the directions. I don't know how they are because I didn't use them. I think I used the Magic Square video. I can't remember what video I used to look at to see how to transform this guy. I don't even know if it was official Magic Square. I do like to shout the people out whose video I used. Sorry about that. I can't remember. They look like typical Magic Square directions, which is one of the areas they could improve in. And here we are with the figure. Get a little close up on his face sculpt, on his head sculpt. When we go into articulation, there are a couple things with this guy that I don't like articulation wise, like this head. It's on like a post that has no movement at all, which is weird to me. That's a negative. I believe they did that because transformation, you You can see his face in helicopter mode, so I believe they did that so you could take the head off easily. I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything. I'm just assuming because of the placement of the head in helicopter mode. I think you can just take it off. They just want you to easily take it off if you don't want to see the head. You know, a lot of people don't like that. Also, I'm not sure if this has some significance. I don't know if this is like the toy G1 toy, but it kind of looks like it could be the back of the head. I just don't know. Just mentioning it, and you can see the back of him. He is kind of a mess back here. Well, it's a jagged mess. It's not really messy. It's really solid, but it's just a lot of stuff going on to transform him. Like I said, I like the way or what they did. So let's get him compared to his brethren. Here he is with the group. I had him pose like this and didn't want to move his pose because he's on the shelf. So I had to bring his foot over because I had him sitting on the foot waiting for the final guy. But there is how they look together, and I think they look great together. They're all great. Articulation's great. I just really like the team and how it's looking so far. It's going to be hard for me to keep him in combine mode, but that's what I'm doing because he's going to be with my other combiners in this scale. So now we can go through articulation. Like I said with his head earlier, it doesn't do anything but spin around 360. It doesn't go side to side. It doesn't go up or down. Not that I know of. Let me see. No, it's just his tires, helicopter tire. So there's that. That's a limitation in articulation. Arms go spin all the way around. They're just on ball joints. They do go up about this far. I don't think he's double jointed. Well, technically transformation joint, you can get them all the way up, but you have to untransform it. These things move if you like want to use them for something. It's really transformation. He has a full double jointed elbow, goes down, bicep swivel right here. A lot of this stuff is tight. Hands, has the fixed hands as they do, and they go around like this. Waist has some more articulation issues. Doesn't have an ab crunch. I assume due to this, he does have this, which is his elbow. You know, Bruticus's elbow. And oh wait, he does have an ab crunch. What am I talking about? So it's really tight. It's an ab crunch there, but it's really tight. So scratch that. He does have an ab crunch. I thought I was breaking it when I was trying, and it's a crazy ab crunch. And that'll even help with, did I know that was there? I don't know. When I transformed him, I'm not sure if I bent the legs or if I bent the ab crunch. I think I bent the legs, but that'll help in transformation. So hey, it might be easier yet. So always on camera. Oh, they're not skirts. Thought they were skirts. He doesn't have side skirts, but he can still do the splits because of the way it's situated. He has the skirt at the bottom, which I think should be a masterpiece staple. The moving skirt, which here he goes up in there, and he can kick like he's in a Broadway show. And going backwards though is always limited. I'm not sure why. And I'm not sure why they feel like that's okay. Like, I think it's this hinge. Yeah, it's a hinge in this part, unless it is super tight. Let me see if there's a ball. I don't want to break it. No, there's no pin there. So I don't think that if they put a pin there and that hinge would have been able to move, he could move back, but he can't. He can't move his leg back at all, which is kind of unforgivable, even with the crazy articulation these guys have. But again, you get one thing and lose another. Like, I just don't understand these companies. I don't know if it's just transformation or space saving or what, but there's that. So you get thigh swivel up here. Like I said, the skirt goes up itself. Does have a double jointed knee, so you can get like almost a full range. He hits his backpack a little bit. But his backpack's not really that bad. And or did the thigh swivel, and he has a rocker. Now this rocker goes all the way, and his foot goes down like that, so he can go down quite far and up. It's kind of a transformation, but and also the toe can rock too because it goes around just on a mushroom peg. And when you spin the toe, it sometimes comes off this peg, but it's not a big deal. And that's it, I think, for articulation. So let's get into transformation. So this is how I do it. I've done it twice. So I'm hoping I don't forget anything because there's a lot of little things. So just spin these around like this, just so you don't forget. I get these hands in, pull this out. Right here, it's kind of stuck. There's a lot of move that blade. This right here. So bend the elbow first so you can get it out. And it's still stuck right there though. And there you go. It's just that little bit of plastic. Now there's this black thing in here. It's like a thruster that you got to get out. And I'm gonna need my spudger. All right, I can't find my spudger, but I got a little twist tie. So let's see if this works. Yeah, that works a little bit. So I pull that up, twist the fist like this, put the fist in, and then bump it up in there. And then you move this down, move it around like that, so it covers up that little spot. So there you go. You can move this up here like this and tab it in as well, like that. Good to go. So again, with this arm, move that, move this. That one's not as bad. Move that around. Let's get this little black thing out of here. It's not tight. It's just small. It's a small cavity you get into. Whoa. Peg that there. So now he's flexing. So that's all I'm gonna do up there. And now I'm gonna do this. So you can move this like this. These things are on a peg, so you can unpeg that, move this back, then flip this around the toe. So there you go, like that. The toe is flipped around, and then you can just leave it like that. Do this the same way over there, over here I should say. Unpeg that, just move it back. And you can actually flatten this out too, which I didn't do over here. Just flatten it out. Then you can switch this around like this. Like I said, this comes off the ball peg or the mushroom peg sometimes. And you can pull this out. Now, you got to get all this stuff out the leg. So you can pull this part up, go in here. I just pulled that out of here like that. But you want to get this flipped up, flip that up, and you can, then this will come it'll start to come out, because that kind of keeps everything together with this. And then you put this up like this, and you can flip this around and it pegs together. And then this will peg up here. So you shouldn't like push this in all the way, because it's a peg there, the mushroom peg, and there you go. It kind of holds it together. A lot of little things. Pull this up. You want to flip this peg. Oh, you want to flip this over like this, so the peg is like that. And then you can push this all the way down, this little flap. And just leave it like that for now. Now you can do the same thing over here. I will show it again. So once you get this up, which I already done, then this piece right here, you want to pull out, kind of, And you know what? I think you can move this all the way. No, you can't really. You can and you can't. This mushroom peg is in there, but you can pull it out. I wouldn't advise it, but you can do that. So then you can move this up here, move that down, and then push that up. And then it goes back into that same place. So I do like that they do all that. Now, where are we? The back. You want to move this up, move this like this, and then push this down here so to fit in that little space. If you can see, when you situate this and bend this, keep this bent, and you want to move this out. Now this is on a slider, so when you slide, you can see it's on a slider like that. Slide that up. Same thing over here. Had that's on the slider. Slide that up. Now this, you gotta bend. You just gotta bend plastic around plastic, and that's just what it is. And you move it back. You can see it's kind of forming. Once you move this, the tire should be at the bottom, but it should be back further. See how it is over here. Move this. You got to get this little piece and it around all these little pegs that's sticking out, and move this around like that. It's like a hinge in here, 2 hinges to hinge it up, and you'll see it's kind of better when you're doing it to understand, because you see this peg that you moved to have out, it's going to peg into this hole right here, but you see right now it's not lined up. You just gotta bend that back like this in order to line that peg up, and you see that peg's lined up now. Same thing over here. You can move this up, and now that I know he has a waist bend, you can just bend it like that to get all this out the way, so you can maneuver all this stuff. Then you do the same thing over here, but make sure, there you go, slide that where it should be. Then you can start to peg all this stuff together, like that, peg this together. So you see, starting to come together. Now with this, you want to push these up into here like that, and then push this up into there like that. And when I'm pegging, you're pegging this together, but you still have to spread it apart a little tiny bit. And then you take this and stick it in here, and this goes to the side, that little L-shaped piece. It goes to, oh shoot, don't want to lose this though. This can be lost, but once it's in here, it's really tight, and it even makes it even tighter. So there you go. And then you can make sure you have these pieces in there, and that little tab right there goes inside as you're moving that around. And there you go. You're starting to see it form. This is on a slider here, so you make sure it's flattened, then you push it forward, and it's like that. Then you pull these up, and that's what that peg hole's for right there. And then it pegs there and pegs there. You just get that together there, and do the same thing over here. Get that together right there. Same pegs on that side. Make sure it's tight. There we go. And now we got the front of the helicopter. And I still got it bent just to get some room, but pull this out here like that, pull this out here like that, and then you can pull this, and then this goes in like that, and there's a peg there that pegs together here, and just peg that together. And it's like that. Then you can pull this out and back, and just get it out the way. Just leave it out the way for now, And now here's the bulk of the top. So all this stuff in here, you're going to want to get out. So pull this out like that. Pull this out to the side. It's on like a double hinge here. You can kind of see it in there, that blue hinge, but it doesn't do a great deal, but it's just enough to get you some room. And then just start unfolding this stuff. Everything in here, you just want to unfold and you get it out straight. So then when you unfold it, then there's some stuff in here. There's a little piece here that you fold out. There's what else? This you fold that down, fold this out. You can push up into the body. I don't know. I'll show you the right way and my way. So the right way is push that up into the body. Me, I leave it out because I like it to cover the face. So I think it's the right way when it's up in the body, but I like it to cover the face, like I said. So over here, do the same thing. Everything's the same. It's just a mirror. Pull this out. It kind of came out anyway, but I think you're supposed to pull it out before you unfurl all this. Like pull this out and then unfurl it. But I just unfurled it. I did that all the times I transformed it, and then you can squeeze it back in because it covers it, fills in all that space. And don't forget these little pieces. Pull it out. And I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. On this part, I did make a little blunder. Spin this around. See this flap? I forgot to flap this around like that. And then push this up here together like this. It's basically the same, but I forgot to flap that. And there you go. And then you can put this up here. Well, push these back like this. And they're all should be going back like that. And then you can tab this in. It's a lot. I make excuses though. It's a lot. So now you can get this just like this, and you can kind of see what's going to go on. All this is going to peg in, but we're not going to do that yet. Then we just start pegging this stuff together. That goes there, and all this stuff start pegging together. Get this one over here. This mushroom peg goes there, and then we can peg these together. There's these pegs right here. They go into, there's peg holes. I don't know if you can see them real well, but you can get them pegged in really good. And this is what I mean by I keep these out. I think they're supposed to be in. I'm not sure, but I like to keep them out because then they cover up his face kind of more, a little more. And you can still flip out the wheel because there's a wheel right here that you're going to flip out. So I just do that. And then you just peg all these together. This is a mushroom peg up here. It needs to be pegged in. Then you peg this. Move this down. And make sure this stuff kind of comes out sometimes. Make sure that's all pegged together. Then you can peg this down. Peg this down here, up here, over here. Pegs down. And you can flip this wheel out. It's supposed to be not all the way out. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees like that. Or 45 degrees, I think. I'm talking about 90, not 90. It's a little more than 90. Yeah, about 45. And you can see it's still good enough. It still comes out, and it also kind of covers the head a little better. I don't know if it's worth it. It's up to you. That's just me. Squeeze all this together. Make sure everything's tight. Everything gets tight at the end. Then you can get these together. spread these apart. These are tight. This doesn't really move. We'll get to that. You pull that down, then you can unfurl the helicopter blades. It's either just move them around. One of my blades don't go out all the way. It kind of bothers me, but what are you gonna do? I'm sure I can try as much as possible, but I just don't want to break it. There it is. It's that one. Good thing about their plastic though, it's kind of not gonna break. So this right here, I just stick on. You can stick on either side if you want. I just like it on here. Doesn't look terrible because he's just supposed to be having weaponry. And then you can put this. You put these on the side. It's a peg right there. And it's funny because this side has the one peg. This side has two pegs because it needed to put a second peg in order to make this symmetrical, because this peg is functional. There you go. Get that, and I'll move this down as far as it can go. And there you go, the helicopter mode. And it's great looking. This spins great. This doesn't. Very tight. You might be able to loosen that pin up if you really care, but I don't really care, so not gonna be in this mode like that. Yeah, you got the little thing here. I don't know what that could be. It doesn't really look like a gun, but maybe it's something that, maybe it's a winch or something, which is cool. See the bottom, not bad. Has the gun up here. Make sure you can get it. I think it looks great. It's a great looking vehicle mode. Has this little landing wheel that's not a real wheel. These wheels are plastic in there. They do roll, but they're tight. We got black windows. Looks nice. Like I said, not much else to say. Just be careful. These just stay on pretty tight. You just gotta make sure you put them in all the way in tight, because you won't want them to fall out, because you probably never find them again if they fell and rolled somewhere. But yeah, that's it. And like I said, I'm gonna go backwards in a different video. I'm gonna go from alt mode to robot mode, and I'm gonna start doing that from now on, just so you guys know. And I appreciate you being here. Leave me a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Comment. You know, I'm in the comment section all the time. You know, I don't get hundreds and hundreds of comments, so I kind of answer, or you know, at least say thank you if you leave me something. I kind of try to respond to everything. Sometimes I can't, but you know, most of the time I do. And if there's a conversation to be had, I will conversate too. Like, it's cool. All right, catch you in the next one. Have a good night or day. Peace.
You know, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.